G'day mate, 40 here. Shocking to hear that Tucker Carlson was fired. So I'm going to bet all these reasons go together. Number one, just too huge of a legal liability. So he had no standard for what is accurate or true when he wanted to put something on the air when it fit in with his view of the country. So he promoted a lot of anti-vaccine stuff that was completely bogus, and he was willing to indulge the Trump craziness about voter fraud for a long time. So yeah, I lost another co-host. Ricardo, that's brilliant. It's opened up a huge gaping hole in my nightly show. So I'm going to bet number one reason he was fired is just too big of a legal liability, combined with two, apparently he was planning a show for tonight and he wanted to bring on guests and build segments defending himself with regard to the recent Dominion lawsuit, and Fox said no, and that led to a conflict and a fight and Tucker Carlson getting fired. So apparently unwillingness to follow direction. Three, perhaps overestimating his own importance to Fox. Four, Rupert Murdoch and Fox executives, were getting a lot of criticism from Tucker Carlson as revealed by the Dominion lawsuit discovery and filings. So will Sean Hannity be my new co-host? Now, I'm not particularly interested in what Sean Hannity has to say. I agree with Richard Hanania that Fox News going forward is going to be much more like Sean Hannity than Tucker Carlson. I'm deeply ambivalent about Tucker. I appreciate and respect some of the things he does, and I loathe and disagree with an equal amount of things that he does. So I suspect Fox News executives felt that Tucker had gotten too big for his britches, that he wouldn't follow direction, that he saw himself as bigger than the corporation. Rupert Murdoch in particular probably didn't appreciate that. Rupert Murdoch probably didn't want to hear or Tucker Carlson's fulminations about the stock price going down. Will it be Ben Shapiro? Ben Shapiro already has his own operation, so I think it'd be someone more like Jesse Waters. So Tucker Carlson, if you remember the Dominion lawsuit, he was talking about how Fox's viewership and stock price was plunging after the 2020 election because they weren't sufficiently on Donald Trump's side pushing voter fraud. So on the one hand, Tucker Carlson pushed an inordinate and silly amount of voter fraud. Yeah, could it be Greg Gutfeld? Who's, I think, with The Five is the top rating show on Fox. So maybe they'll learn something from that. So in the Dominion lawsuit, there are a lot of very critical comments by Tucker about Fox News executives. And so people are willing to bide their time, but then eventually, the empire strikes back. So with regard to Tucker, the empire has struck back. The Five is a chick show. So what now for Tucker? So I would like to see him run for president. I think that would be very compelling. Maybe a quiet period for him of going to work for OANN on Newsmax. Maybe a quiet period for him of introspection, good works, and acts of piety. But yeah, my favorite option for him is to run for president. Now, he probably needs a pretty big operation behind him because he has so much legal liability. Like so many of the things he says are kind of out there beyond the Overton window. So I'm not sure that Rumble or Newsmax can provide him with the legal firepower and the corporate shield to to protect him from litigation, because all sorts of people will be gunning for him in litigation after the Dominion revelations. So Daily Wire seems to have a lot of money. So Daily Wire and Glenn Beck's operations both glad to have him. Just not sure they have the resources. I'm sure Rumble would like to have him. And he was a huge part of the Fox News Plus online channel, right? So Tucker Carlson specials, I mean, I would think that'd be the primary reason that anyone subscribed. The Young Turks, yeah, I don't think Tucker Carlson's going to the Young Turks. Well, he set up his own online operation. There is abundant money for influencers. Will I be watching Fox News from now on? I mean, I'll have it in the background. So just like whenever I stream, I have it in the background in case something happens, or I just need to take a break, or there just needs to be some visual variety to the show. I have it in the background so I can just click through on my OBS. Fox News is one of the rare TV networks that doesn't send you takedown requests or copyright infringements. So Fox News seems to be pretty happy to have people live stream them and to abundantly quote and use their content. So one of the big differences between now and 2020 is the right is much more willing to invest in influencers. So Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro has gotten tens of millions of dollars. Prager University has gotten tens of millions of dollars. Rumble has thrown around millions and millions of dollars to bring on live streamers. So I'm sure that there would be billionaires who'd be willing to fund Tucker Carlson's own media operation. Now, success isn't always good for people. Like, people tend to exaggerate their own importance and have an overestimation of their own sagacity and wisdom. And so all the success that Tucker Carlson has had may have left him feeling invulnerable against this kind of cancellation. Fox News paid a huge price in canceled advertising. So if you listen to Dennis Prager or to most right-wing talkers, right, their advertisers are really prestigious. Yeah, you can imagine Tucker starting a new platform for himself. But you'll notice with like Dennis Prager's show, it's all like Relief Factor, supplements to boost your memory or your brain power or stuff like that. Tucker couldn't maintain almost any advertisers beyond My Pillow because the pressure would just become too intense on advertisers. So in at least that one sense, Fox News will make more money with a more conventional TV host. Remember, they parted ways with Glenn Beck, who had huge ratings, right? But he was just too controversial and too many advertisers pulled their content. Yeah, Richard Ananya says that Fox will probably go in a Sean Hannity boomer direction, play it much safer after the Dominion lawsuit. So I'm not sure how much Sean Hannity went along with the lies against Dominion. I don't think he was some sterling exemplar about how to respond to bogus claims of voter fraud. Now, Tucker Carlson was a week ahead of Sean Hannity in warning his viewers about COVID. So Tucker took COVID more seriously than Sean Hannity. Tucker was far more willing to be critical of Republicans and Republican leaders, from Donald Trump to the Republican leaders in Congress, Republican establishment. Tucker much more willing to criticize them. The Daily Caller, Tucker Carlson's operation that he started, web operation that he started, maybe he'll go back to that and get a ton of funding. So Tucker talks a lot about the virtues of free speech, but he didn't really exercise free speech. He told Mickey Kaus, when Mickey Kaus was a columnist for the Daily Caller, that he couldn't criticize Fox News. So I suspect that Tucker Carlson going forward is not going to restrict his writers from criticizing Fox News. And usually when a star parts ways with a big network, right, we usually see the network's bigger than the star. But occasionally, like Ann Coulter parted ways with National Review, she showed that she was much bigger than Conservatism Incorporated. Glenn Beck hasn't exactly flourished since parting ways with Fox. So who are individuals who've gone their own way on the right and become bigger than the conservative institutions that they were cancelled from? So usually the institutions win, right? Usually institutions have more financial resources, and often individuals overestimate their own. Michelle Malkin, right? She's been largely cancelled from Conservatism Incorporated, but has she become bigger since then? I don't think so. Nick Fuentes, he's become bigger. Not that he was ever much of a part of Conservatism Incorporated, but Nick Fuentes went his own way and got pretty big. Maybe Tucker Carlson will join Cozy TV. So, good debate on Twitter. Is Tucker more or less based than he comes across on TV? So some people are arguing he is less based than he comes across on his TV. He just hires a lot of writers who are more based than he is. Then there are no respectable conservative outlets. It's either boogert Reaganism or kookery. I'm not sure about that. Maybe Claremont Review of Books. Christopher Caldwell has a long piece in Compact Magazine, so yeah, Tucker is friends with Jim Goad, so maybe he's more based than he comes across on TV. So I'm going to have to renew my subscription to Compact Magazine to read Christopher Caldwell's essay on the implications of the Dominion lawsuit. So $9, I'm going to spend $9 to read that essay. So, Fox's stock tanked 4%. Yeah, I should offer Tucker Carlson a seat at my streaming table. Fox News stock went down 4%. Yeah, I have an opening. Tucker needs a job. I'll split the super chats with him. So the immediate conventional wisdom on Wall Street is that this is a big, significant hit for Fox News. What super chats? Hey, I got a $2 super chat the other day, bro. Don't knock it. Okay, stay tuned. This is a fascinating story. Bye-bye.